Virgo, and welcome to your August 2018 general reading. So I've got some additional guidance cards for you. Okay, my first thought, it's not going to be for all of yous, but some of yous have some issues around relationships. And your additional guidance card is about letting a situation unfold naturally. So let go of control issues. And I know that's easier said than done, Virgo. I get it, okay? Because we want to step in and we want to take control of the reins of our romantic life. But for some people, it might only be for a few of you, the message is allow a situation in love to unfold naturally. And by the looks of it, that's exactly where it's going. You also got the poised card. So when the poised card appears, it's got a really interesting message to me. It asks you to keep a really, really open mind. So when it appears, it might be there's new and different pathways opening up for you. And the poise card is asking you to be open, because I just looked at your protector card and it's a Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles always comes bringing new opportunities. It's the earth element, so it might be around housing, work, something to do with the daily part of our lives, okay? And we'll see what else that poised means, but there's definitely a feeling of unexpected pathways. And I think particularly a romantic situation wants to unfold in its own perfect pattern. Because what you enter into end of July, you've got the page, now the Ace of Wands with the Three of Swords, okay? The Ace of Wands tends to represent some sort of, potentially some sort of, it could be an attraction to someone. It's a passionate new beginning. All the aces are passion, enthusiasm. But because it's with the Three of Swords, some of you might be torn between two people. There could be a triangular emotional situation. You might have these desires for a situation that doesn't seem to be unfolding the way that you want it to. But I'll be doing my love readings for next week. But I have got a funny old feeling that something's unfolding exactly the way that it's meant to. Because your challenge is the King of Swords. Anyhow, what you most want is the Hermit card. So the Hermit card ultimately is someone who's turned their experience into wisdom. Okay, so maybe some of you have been stuck in quite a painful scenario or in a bit of a difficult phase. So the Hermit card would be that transformation of it, and it transforms into the light of wisdom, where we can be that guide, we know the way forward. So it's about being a teacher or getting guidance from someone. But to me, is the reason that we go through experiences is to turn them into wisdom. And there's probably a sense, Virgo, that you're ready. It's almost something that wants to come to completion. Some really important lessons want to be transmuted, okay? So your protector card is a Page of Pentacles. He always appears as new opportunities. Really, really like this guy. The opportunities tend to come in the more practical areas of our life. So learning a new skill, starting a new business, some sort of creative, earthy, tangible project that wants to get off the ground. Now, but your challenge is the King of Swords, which is making total sense, especially with this card, this message. The King of Swords in his negative would be a legal situation. I have to see it. I have to say that. Someone who's quite cut off. But in his ultimate, he is absolutely in charge, okay? He's taking charge of his mind. So most of our difficulties in life are caused by our thinking patterns, the lack of control, the feeling of being stuck. So the King of Swords is a challenge, is almost saying, take a step back and let what wants to unfold, unfold, which is exactly the same as the card next to it. Because ultimately he'd be that little bit of detachment, that little bit of mindfulness, that ability to step back and let what wants to happen, happen. Because you know what, Virgo, it will anyhow. And most of our suffering is not, including mine, okay, including my own suffering, is getting overly involved and not allowing what wants to unfold. That message is really powerful for you here. Now, in your relationship house, you've got the beautiful, beautiful Empress. This could be a Taurus, or it could be like family and children are important. But the Empress is about love, okay? She holds the Venus sign, but this is the tangible, everyday part of love. Sometimes a card like the Star card would represent wishing for something, but the Empress is love that you can hold in your hands. Yeah, that's sort of, it represents sensuality. She's just the goddess of love. It's really, really hard to explain her in any other way. But absolutely lovely card to show up in your relationship house, by the way, Virgo. It's looking good. And right next to it is the Queen of Pentacles in your financial sector. This is about becoming emotionally stable and secure. This peacock has got its tail because it's eaten its thorns. Our thorns are our thinking processes. They're our fears which hold us back from stepping into our power. And especially as an earth sign, you've got an awful lot of earth power here. And what prevents us from being in our Queen and in our Empress is all the storylines in our head. This is what the Hermit wants to end. And the King of Swords, as your challenge in having to let go of control issues, is almost, Virgo, about you stepping into your own element and your own power. Being that proud queen that's overcame some of those storylines and being solid and real. Absolutely loving this, by the way. At a soul level, you've got the Nine of Discs, one of my favourite cards. Again, these three females are really strong and really powerful. Now, being strong is not about being forceful. Being strong is the opposite. Being strong is about being loving, being a queen. And when we're loving and when we're a queen, we're absolutely connected with the divine forces. And then we're safe, we're protected, and we allow grace into our lives. Holy begory, Virgo, what have you got going on? Yeah, so this Nine of Discs is feeling really solid at a soul level. And then appears the Queen of Cups, okay? Because when we're grounded and in our power is when we can love at a full intensity. But the Queen of Cups is about offering love to someone or someone coming your way, offering love. And the Queen of Cups is emerging from your soul position. And then first of all, you get the Ten of Wands. So you're still feeling a little bit heavy, a little bit loaded. But as the Queen of Cups moves out your soul position, you go into the Judgment card, which is emotional rebirth. This is a feeling about being born again. The Judgment card to me If I could say in 2 words, it would just be thank you. Just thank you. Because it's a feeling of receiving blessings, receiving, you know, when we move into that zone, when everything feels that you're exactly at the right place at the right time, and everything's falling into place, because from your soul, it almost feels there's a period of strengthening going on here, Virgo, but in the most beautiful, beautiful sense. And from that strengthening, this Queen of Cups is emerging, and she's going forward and offering this cup. I don't know who she's offering it to, but boy, is it going to be received in the most beautiful way. I'm going to ask who you're offering this cup to, because I'm quite intrigued. Just give me a minute. I don't know, but the Six of Cups is appearing. This is a soulmate card, by the way. Well, I've got about 4 soulmate cards. And a soulmate is someone where you see your emotional self mirrored in. It's that place of joy. This is about, it's often regarded as a reconciliation card. So if some of you are torn between 2 people, or there's an issue going on, it looks like there's a little bit of pulling back into your own element, Virgo. There's a lot of strengthening and moving into your power. Boy, have you got some powerful cards here. And just the most beautiful, powerful cards. And from that, the Queen of Cups is emerging. And as she emerges, you're going towards reconciliation and the Judgment card, which is about hearing a call, by the way. Hearing and responding to a call. I think for most of you, it might be about a love thing, okay? It looks like there's some sort of reconciliation going on here. I think a lot of your growth this month is going to come from new opportunities in the earth element. It might not happen this month. It might be a month of seeking. So you can start in September, because that's when we're moving into the earth element. But there's almost a feeling of, there's some things that you've gone through, Virgo, and you want them transmuted into knowledge. That's what the Hermit card is. I feel some of you have been on a long, narrow path, but you've learned an awful lot. And there's a feeling of completion, of moving into an awful, awful lot of personal integrity and power, so you can move forward into this beautiful rebirth. But the message is really about allowing a situation to unfold. It's get out your own way, Virgo, okay? And that is, I'm going to give myself that message today, to get out of my own way and let love find its way, and let the divine energy do its job. That's how the peacock gets its tail, and that's how we become queens and empresses, by trusting that the universe knows exactly what it's doing. What a beautiful reading, guys. Okay, absolutely, absolutely loving it. I do get there's a bit of pain here. I see it. And that's what you want to transform, reflect, and transmute. And boy, you're going to do it. Okay? Hopefully, love readings next week, guys. Okay? And speak to you soon. Bye.